Hey, how you doing, everyone? This is Share a Beer 372, and we got Mark and Barrick here.
Nope.
Not Barrick. I just changed your name, Bum. Yeah, we got Mark and Bum here, man. How you guys doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Doing good.
Right
I'm
on.
sure Barrett will be here soon.
Yeah,
Yes.
he'll pop in sooner or later there. Oh yeah, because we got to get an update on the
Mm-hmm.
beer mail there on the.
Mm-hmm.
But what did he say he's making? It switched to a blueberry stout or porter?
I think he said blueberry porter.
Porter,
Yeah.
yeah.
Blueberry chocolate porter or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
blueberry chocolate porter, and then
Yeah.
his
Fine with me.
Citra bomb.
yes, his famous Citra bomb. So I'm looking forward to that, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be cool. Um, Heck,
Mm-hmm.
I think he said he needed another week,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, and then he was gonna bottle the other one or something like that, right? Or did he already bottle it?
I think he bottled one, but he was going to wait another week or something on the one.
Yeah.
On the other one.
On the blueberry one, right? The
Yeah.
blueberry one needed more time.
I
Yeah.
think it was a little behind.
So what are you drinking right now, Bum?
Okay, I have from Breckenridge Brewing. Just found these. This is somebody else doing nitro cans. This is their vanilla porter in a nitro can
Oh, cool.
called NVP.
Oh yeah, did I just I thought I thought I just bought that one too.
Just saw them for the first time about a week ago. They sell them by the 4-pack, 16-ounce can.
Okay.
I like their vanilla porter, their bottled version, and I just
Mhm.
took my first sip, and it's excellent. At first, I thought it tasted a little bit weak. It almost kind of reminded me, well, there's for obvious reasons. First sip, the feel and everything kind of reminded me like of a Guinness Nitro, obviously, because of the night, just
Mhm.
the texture of it. But
Right.
it's got the same flavors that your typical Breckenridge vanilla porter has, and
Mhm.
the nitro makes everything taste better to me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, nitro's a good thing.
Very, very, very smooth. Very enjoyable.
That I've found like when I go to a bar though, and if you go to different bars, they'll nitro different stuff,
Mhm.
and some of the IPAs just don't do it for me when they're nitro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like the Sam cans. I mean, I enjoyed the Sam Nitro
Hmm.
IPA, but I don't think I would enjoy IPAs nitroed all the time. I don't
Yeah.
not that's something that's not meant to be. But porters and stouts, yeah, nitro all the way.
Right. Yeah. Porter, stouts, some browns. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Beers like
Yeah.
that, beers that aren't, I think, so hop forward. You know.
Mhm.
And yourself, Mark, what do you have, brother?
I am getting ready to open up a beer I've never had before. It's from a premier craft brewery, Leinenkugels. This is their Beer Garden Tart. It's a summer beer, I guess. It's a Weiss beer infused. What the Berliner Weiss unfiltered beer. I'm assuming it has some lemon or something in it. We'll see. I don't know.
How do you spell Leinenkugel? I don't even know how you spell that.
Leinenkugel.
Spell it. It took me like 5 years to pronounce it.
Yeah. Lineys. Lineys, that's what it's called. Lineys.
And what version are you having?
Beer Garden Tart.
Oh,
Berliner Weiss. 4.8. So I'm going to pour this and see what we got. Now, no opener needed. It's a twist off, which all craft beer should be. Twist off tops. I mean, really. Who wants
come
to
on.
work for your beer? You know, really. Oh, now look at that. That looks almost as pale as Bud.
Nice, nice.
It is tart, and it's got like lemon or citrus, maybe orange or lemon in there as a flavor, but it's kind of tart. Real light bodied. You don't get any hops at all, hardly. A little bit of some grassy notes on the. That's probably the malt. Real light malt. Lots of nice bubbles coming up.
Yeah.
It's super. It is super refreshing. I just took it right out of the fridge, so it's nice and cold. I think it's 4.8%, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing. 4.8.
Yeah. So this was, I went to Total Wine and just got, bought a bottle for, I think it was $1.79 or something like that. So it was pretty good. It's a good beer to start off. It's kind of real light and
Yeah, sometimes
got some good flavor.
sometimes those beers like that are nice to have, especially when you're having something decent to eat. You know what I'm saying? With it,
Yep.
you're pairing with it. This is another. I don't know how well things are looking on my end. I got a feeling they're not looking.
I don't know. You're gonna be on tap right now.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Jeffrey got on it. You switched.
But it's
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good. Now look at that picture, guys. Looks like Jeffrey's looking down on my glass. That's gonna be the untap. You want that on the untap picture, Jeff, or do you want me to delete that?
I still can't hear him. I don't know what's going on.
I'm right. Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yeah, I
there
can
we
hear you
go.
now. Yep,
Yeah.
you're good.
I've been very quiet. I don't know what happened the first time. My mic was muted or something, but I'm okay now.
Okay.
I had I noticed on Google that there was a link, so I figured I hadn't joined you guys in quite a while, and the last time I did it was for about 5 minutes, so I do like watching Tuesday night events, and I've always admired both you and Mark's reviews over the last 5 or 6 years, so I figured I could poke my head in for a moment or so and share a New England beer. As you all know, I'm the New England beer guy, and this is from Maine. This is called Afterglow from Foundation Brewing. Portland, Maine, and it is 7.0% ABV, 61 IBUs, brewed with pale Maine-grown two-row, pale malts, Maine-grown two-row, and crystal and biscuit, also brewed with Cascade, Centennial, Chinook, Columbus, Simcoe, and Vic's Secret hops. So
Wow, a lot of hops. That's cool.
It's one of those craft beers out of Maine that are starting to make some waves that people haven't heard outside of New England, but I think eventually this whole New England hopped up culture is eventually going to catch on. Everyone's really heard of Hetty's Hopper and stuff, but New England seems to be kind of in a renaissance right now where there's a lot of interest in a lot of these hopped up beers, and they seem to be doing quite well.
Oh, that is cool.
And this one was brewed about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow, yeah, so that's real good for the hop. What So is it what was the ABV on that one again?
It was 7.0.
7 point. Okay.
It has some looking kind of orange amber.
Oh yeah, that is.
Kind of slightly cloudy, slightly hazy. But this is a beer that has both the pine citrus, the kind of pine and citrus aromas you would expect from a hopped up beer, but the malt character, the toasted malt character, and the toasted bread character is still fairly prominent. So it's really well balanced. The hops are a little more evident than the rest, but it's one of those beers that, it's going to be hopped up, but at the same time, it's reasonably well balanced, sweet and malty.
What are they calling it? Are they calling that an IPA?
Yes, it's an IPA, Foundation. It's a small brewery in Portland, Maine. They opened maybe 3 years ago, I think, something like that.
Because your description of it to me now, it sounds like a decent pale ale.
No, they call it IPA.
Okay.
They're calling it an IPA, but you're right. It does sound like a bit of a pale ale, and it tastes almost like a pale ale with a bit of a punch at the end.
Yeah.
What's an IPA?
Exactly. Yeah. What's an IPA and what's a pale ale? That's kind of my point. Is the style, especially pale? They're just like pale ale could just be this. It's just this like generic, just thing, and they just dump stuff in it. Yep, pale ale. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as we all know, we all know the history of IPAs, of course, and I don't want to sound stupid, but they were hopped up to get to India,
Mhm.
The more Joey explains this
over the
shit, the
ocean.
more I'm losing my stuff. Unfortunately, I drink like close to 14 beers a night, every I think twice a week or so. Um, but I do not know what a pale ale is. Maybe you call it something different. Maybe I know what it is, but we just call it something different.
Oh,
And I'm not sure what a pale ale or an IPA or what was it means. So could you explain this for me?
absolutely, man. You got a pale ale is a beer made. I'll give you the actual Wikipedia description. A pale ale is a beer made by warm fermentation using predominantly pale malt.
All right,
So it's
so
a,
you're still losing me. Right. What's a pale malt then?
It's
and
malt. It's very lightly roasted, so it's a very light colored malt, almost like like a real light caramel color, maybe yellow, golden color, that type of thing.
yeah.
All right. So what would you expect in terms of taste from a pale malt, pale beer?
That's kind of what we're talking about. Is
All right. All right. All right.
those sometimes pale. I expect a pale ale to kind of borderline exactly what Jeffrey was saying. Uh, but some breweries will classify and label that particular beer as an IPA, and the lines have gotten really blurred over the last 10 years, would you say, guys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this one says, if you look closely at it, I don't know if I can show it up here. It says right in here,
Yeah.
American IPA.
Yeah, American yeah.
So that's what they call it. You know, and I suppose, I mean, IPAs are in right now, as we all know, particularly among the newer people who've just started kind of getting into the craft beer culture. You know, the last few years, I have a lot of friends who are younger who've never. You know, that's kind of a big thing amongst people who are just getting into the whole. I mean, I've been drinking craft beer since the 1980s. You know, I was
Mhm.
drinking Catamount way back when in Vermont, way back when. So,
What's our friend's name here? I'm not able.
DC. It's me.
Cyprian?
It's DC. Yeah.
Cyprian?
Yes.
Cyprian,
Well,
nice to
usually.
meet you. And I don't know Bum either, but Bum doesn't know me. I'm sorry for calling you Bum, but I'm looking at your name, Bum.
No, that's
Bum.
yeah. That's what he goes by, Bum. It's
It's on
actually
his birth certificate. Bum.
yeah.
I'm Jeff from New Hampshire. I've been doing New England beer reviews on YouTube for about 6 years, and I've kind of been watching Mark and Joe for a long time, and I enjoy their reviews and their photographs.
It's good to meet you. I have a question.
Yes.
How come you're drinking that stuff and not a Narragansett?
Hey, I had Narragansett the other night. Believe it or not, I had some Narragansett the other night. No, this is from Maine, though. I love Maine beer.
And Cyprian, where are you from, brother? I haven't seen
I'm
you here.
from Romania.
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 Oh, welcome.
I've never had a Romanian beer in my life.
Oh, right on. So it's like you're, I think, 8 hours ahead of me or something right now, aren't you?
Where are you from? East Coast, maybe close to East Coast.
Right now I'm
7 hours from East Coast, U.S.
from. Okay.
2:30, almost 2:30 in the morning there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2:22 in the morning.
Okay.
And he's
That's all right.
awesome, man. Awesome, my friend.
I'm just not being able to have a webcam right now because I switched monitors from the left, I switched to the right, and the other way around. Because I got a new video card now with the new 1070s and whatnot, and they don't have double DVI.
Oh,
So,
okay.
whatever. Not getting into details. I had to switch monitors around. My monitors have this thing on their static, whatever, the leg, right, where you put cables through. And I done that years ago. And when I switched around, my webcam is apparently it got unplugged because I change the distance and it doesn't reach all the way through. I usually do a webcam and everything like that. So I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna stay
no problem.
like hidden in a way. But yeah, I had a question like that. I usually find it to be hard to drink, beers that are like what they call um, shit. I usually just drink the simplest beers, like what they call lager.
Lagers?
Okay.
Lager.
Pale, like a pale lager, Cyprian?
Yeah, I drink pale lager usually because it tends to not fuck with me over time. I mean, I could drink 20 of them, 28, whatever. Usually I stop around 18, but I could drink them. But at the same time, there's what they called like the fuzzy ones. Shit, I'm sorry, I have like a hard time finding my words. But there's these unfiltered beers, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? You can't drink more than the top six, tops. I think. Just for me, it's just they're too sweet. They're too something. They're too something. And I might start on one or two of them, but after one or two or three, mostly, I'll just get back to lager because the long run. I go for the long run.
Yeah, that I kind of find that people that are, like yourself, that like to have, many beers are going to go for typically a light lager. They're going to go for your, those type of beers,
Yeah. I think it's
For one, it's
it's
sheer economics.
yeah.
Trust me, it isn't that. I mean, over here, they're not like. I think it's $1.2. Let's call it the American dollars a pop, a beer, a lager. Let's call it. If you go downtown, whatever, in a club, in a pub, let's say, it's about 1.2 US dollars, or $1. Let's call it $1.
Okay.
That's a lager beer, and one of these I've said earlier, what they called the unclear one. Shit.
Oh, an ale or a craft beer.
Ale,
Like,
yeah, they're probably around $2, maybe.
You're killing me, brother. If between the cheap beer and the absolute drop dead gorgeous women, I think I'm on the next plane to Romania, my friend.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, you know, hey,
Hold
I
on,
like,
hold the fuck
have
on.
you ever been to
You forgot
Romania?
about that. You forgot about that shit. Don't joke. You heard about that shit. The Romanians got all the cool women and stuff. That's why you said that. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's
I
not well
I
known.
thought of signing up for one of those mail order brides. Maybe Romania might be a good choice.
I don't know. Maybe Ukraine. Is
Ukraine,
with
okay.
male order brides. That's Ukraine, maybe. But the cool ass chicks, yeah. You're right. Romania has that.
Oh man, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So, Cyprian, do you have any? I'm sorry.
go on.
Cyprian, do you have any particular name brands, particular beers that you know by name that we might have heard of?
Uh, I usually drink Silva, Silva.
okay.
I think that's a local, like a national local brand. And another one that's really close to it, I think is Stella Artois, which you probably know about.
Oh, Stella.
Stella,
Okay. Yep.
Stella, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Stella, yeah.
I'm talking about Stella Artois.
Okay.
Maybe there's some other types of Stellas. I know.
Okay. So
So Silva is Silva beer.
Cyprian, you
Yes,
must get Baltica in your area.
I'm asking what?
Baltica, does that sound familiar to you?
Baltica.
Yeah, I might be pronouncing it wrong.
Oh,
Is
that's
that a beer?
I
That's
guess
not
he's
beer.
never
Hey,
heard
I'm-
of it.
I think it's
No.
where is it? Where is it brewed, Jeffrey? I want to say it's
Russia, I think.
I think it's Russia or Poland.
So
Yeah.
we don't have that.
Okay.
Maybe we do, but I haven't seen it.
Well, here's the screen for
Silva.
that Silva. You got
That's
that strong
They're
dark
from
beer. Is this look familiar?
Yeah, I've got,
Yeah,
I see
that's a dark beer. Yeah.
The dark
Okay.
one, okay.
and they have a lager, it looks like.
Dark lager. Well, I'd probably like that. I bet I would like that.
It's so clean and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's one called just their pale lager. It's like 5.1%, Joe. I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, and it's brewed by Heineken. It says Heineken, Romania, in Bucharest.
Oh, is it? Okay. I'm not seeing it at all.
Right now I'm drinking Star Pramen. I'll write that down in the site. Star Pramen. Star O P R A M E N.
Star Pramen. Okay.
S-T-A-R-O-P-L-A-M-E-N.
Okay.
I think it's a Czech beer.
Oh yeah, I'm showing a Pils.
Okay, I see it. Yep.
I'm showing a Pils.
Did I hear you say it was a Czech beer, Cyprian?
Yeah, Staro Pramen.
Yeah, Star Pramen. Yeah, premium lager.
That's a real light beer, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what? I think I've had that. You know, I want to say I've had that.
About 5%. 5% alcohol? Kind of lower.
It's normal. I will say it's 5% normal. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, and it's a Pilsner, it looks like.
Yeah, Pilsner. Yeah.
I love Pilsners myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? For some reason, I want to say I've had that.
You might have.
Well, if it's in the U.S., I haven't heard of that, but it might not be in my part of the country.
Did you have it in Germany, Joe?
Does this look familiar? Does this look familiar at all? Yeah, it's from the Czech Republic.
Okay.
5%. Availability is year round. You know what? This is hilarious because now that one you're not seeing on, or at least I'm not showing it on my front page of Google for Untapped.
Oh.
Yeah. Now that one, in this case, Beer Advocate has 355 reviews. Gave it a 77.
Mm-hmm.
It's alright. I think it's alright.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like the best or the worst. It's just alright. I mean, in a good sense, alright. Because most beers, they're just like defaulty beers, right? And, this one's just alright. And to be honest, the best beer I ever had was a Guinness. Well, not one, of course.
Okay, the Guinness, the stout. Yeah.
The pouring of it, all the experience. Yeah.
Do you get? Do you have any availability of American craft beers over there? Do you get any of those in the clubs?
I think in Austria, close by.
Okay.
I mean, like 6-hour drive.
Okay.
Austria is capital. There is a bar which I've heard plenty of that they serve sort of spotlight or something like that. But it's a real special brew of that kind. It's not like the default canned or bottle. It's a thing that they have only in that restaurant, bar, whatever, and it's so very special. I hear. I've never been there, but a really close friend of mine has been there, and they say it's to die for. I don't know. I don't know. That's what they said.
Yeah. There's lots of beers that people, depending who you talk to, lots of people will say certain beers are the best in the world, and I don't know. Everybody's got different tastes, so.
Well, it depends on what part of the world you're from. Maybe you might, if you don't have access to certain beers, whatever beers are great to you in your area are the good beers.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
I'm having a little trouble here, and because I don't have headphones. I hear him say Leinenkugel.
No, probably not.
Yeah, probably not Leinenkugel.
No, probably not this one too. I'm gonna remember the last couple of weeks we've been talking. Barrick's been drinking his pumpkin beer.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the Total Wine and I found this in the cooler. Wicked Weeds Zabalta. It's an imperial pumpkin ale.
Zabalba?
Is that new for this year, Mark?
No, I thought it was. It was brewed in September.
I was going to say they're getting earlier and earlier with the releases of the pumpkin.
No, this was bottled on September 3rd of last year.
Okay.
but it's an Imperial Pumpkin. Yeah, so it's XIBALBA.
Haven't seen that one.
And so in honor of Barrick, I'm going to drink a year-old pumpkin beer.
Hey, why not?
But this is an Imperial beer, so I think I asked the guy, and he said it's been refrigerated the whole time. So that's probably a good thing for this. If I can find my beer.
You know what? I've for about two and a half years now, I've had an Imperial Pumpkin Ale from Fegley's Brew Works in my fridge. I bought it when it was already outdated, and I got it for a discount price, and that was a couple of years ago, and I've been scared to open it.
I
And
think
one of these nights on the show, I'm going to open it and see if it's still good a couple of years later.
okay.
I think 3 years.
Okay. I think we need to do a special show every once in a while, Joe, called OTDB, which stands for Open That Damn Beer. If you have one that's been sitting around for a long time, you should just.
I have several.
Look at that.
In some sense, I wish I did have more beer hanging around that could sell her.
This is dark. This is like a porter. Very,
Reminds
very
me of the
dark.
one from Harpoon puts out a dark
This is
pumpkin
as
ale.
dark as Guinness, isn't it, Cyprian? Almost as dark as Guinness.
Yeah.
Harpoon puts out a dark pumpkin ale. Looks a lot like that.
Yeah.
Looks like mine.
Yeah, it does look like, yeah.
Wow. It's very good. It's got a, pumpkin beers a lot of times can be pumpkin pie or real sweet pumpkin-y. This is more just like straight up pumpkin pie, not real sweet.
Trying to avoid pumpkin ales for about 6 more weeks.
Yeah. This has got a mild pumpkin flavor, but it's got more of a, an old stock ale. You know what I'm talking about?
Love that style, yeah.
North Coast.
Yeah, like a North Coast type of thing with some pumpkin in the background.
Sounds great.
So it's just.
So what you're saying, Mark, is the pie notes have faded with age.
Yeah, there's still some pie, but only it's still there. And it's really, it's very well balanced. I think it's 8%. I think this beer is 8%. So
Wow.
it's big enough to hold up for a year. That's for sure. It's less than a year. It's only 9 months old at this point, so that's not too bad. But,
And what's the brewery, Mark? I missed that.
Wicked Weed out of North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never see that one around here.
Yeah, I know Earth has been looking for Wicked Weed beers, so I might have to send him some Wicked Weed because he doesn't get them. I don't think he gets them in California, and we get a lot of them now. They've only showed up here in the last 6 months or so. So this is a lot different than that Leinenkugels.
We're getting so many beers. New England is exploding.
Mark, are you getting any spice out of that at all?
A little bit.
Okay, so then,
and I'm getting more like maybe like a real mild, not a sweet cinnamon or spicy cinnamon, but a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg, but not real overpowering.
Okay, they said for everything there's a season and tradition. That's why our pumpkin ale, brewed with caco nibs, ancho, serrano, and habanero chilies with small spices, is brewed once a year during the onset of autumn, inspired by
I don't really get the cocoa, but I do get there is a little bit of just a little bit of chili heat at the back. It's not hot, but you can taste the chili. So.
But it is 8 or 9 months old, though, Mark, right?
Yeah, it is. It's about 9
that
months
might,
old.
there might be some fading there.
Yeah, it's probably has faded away a little bit, but there is a little bit of chili. Not really a burn, but you can get a little bit of the chili component at the back.
So it would definitely be interesting to see this beer fresh.
Yeah. And I'm going to look for that. I'm going to look for this beer this September because it'll be fresh at that point. And this was kind of expensive. This is how big is this? A pint? It's probably 1 pint. No, it's 500 milliliters. So it's an English half pint. Oh, okay.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, you're good.
I yanked the fuck out of the cable.
There you go.
I yanked it.
Hey, we can now see Cyprian. Good for us.
There you go.
All right, Cyprian.
So,
It's like
Cool.
can from yeah.
okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
Hey, what's wrong with
Bottoms
that?
up.
Nice.
Mm.
Hey, whatever you do, Cyprian, don't look at porn right now because we're seeing your reflection of your monitor in the background.
Yeah, I see bum in the mirror back there.
Yeah,
We
so,
are? Well, I guess we are.
I
so,
know.
so be careful.
Dude,
Whatever you
I
do.
don't I don't feel like you're underage. You could do that. You could deal with that stuff. I still have a cool ass beer.
So,
Another
Cyprian,
question.
Cyprian, do you have access to a lot of different kinds of craft beer? Is it kind of hard to come by in your country?
Yeah, I do. I do have access to about 20. At least, I would say I've been to, yeah, the mall and that whatever that shit, whatever, the mall, and the closest to me, they got like somewhat around 20 types of different stuff, and I've been buying them, and we did try a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember what they call, but they're mostly European, like German or Dutch or whatever.
Oh, okay, I got
Okay.
you. I got you.
You know what I really like about Cyprian in that last conversation is that he's struggling. He's trying to speak English for us to understand, but he knows how to say the word shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
shit.
No. No. I've lived.
Now that's
over,
universal. That's universal.
Yeah. No. Those words are universal. Trust me. Yeah. Because they'll be talking to each other, and all of a sudden you'll understand S bombs, F bombs, and all that other stuff. Yeah. No. They say those in their own language to each other. You know,
I personally I think that's kind of cool. He's trying. You can tell he's thinking, how do I want to explain this word? And then all of a sudden, shit. It's just like,
Well,
it
shit.
cracks me up.
Yeah.
yeah.
To be quite honest, I've been working with Europe, with English people from the UK and Americans for a while now, for about 13 years on and off.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've been blessed.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
believing in God.
You
Not
wanna call
believing
it
in God.
that, yeah.
No,
One
God
thing-
is
That's a good word for it.
One
Yes.
thing I
No,
avidly remember about living in Germany, at least, was that we as Americans are pretty stupid. We're the only ones that don't know multiple languages, just in general. Like I could run into any number of people, because I was an MP over there, and sometimes I'd be handling car accidents, and I couldn't speak to maybe the person in car two. But there would be people standing around that I could go to, and they didn't maybe necessarily speak that language, but they could speak three other languages, and one of them was English, and I could, you know what I'm saying? So it would all work out because so many people over there spoke, two or three or four languages.
two things I want to say about that. Um, People complain in UK or the US, complain about immigrants not speaking the common language as Americans or English people would say. But do you? I mean, they do speak like hello, come again, thank you, come again.
Uh-huh.
They would do a lot of things. They would say a lot of things, but an American would rarely ever go speak French or Romanian by any means or any other things. But they still complain about other people not being able to speak English. I mean, and they do, but it's not really like 100% on. So Americans and English people would complain about that. How come you live in this country and you're not able to speak it? Dude, just for a second, come to my city, to my country, and speak our language. I mean,
Right.
Absolutely.
it's fucking condescending. Like I am. I'm speaking English. I'm not speaking it perfectly, of course, but at least I'm trying,
Right, absolutely.
And, yeah.
So, Cyprian, I need.
And secondly, I just wanted to make a joke. There's two Romanian cops by the side of the street, and a car pulls by, and they pull the window down and says in English, "I'm sorry, could you direct us to this and that?" and the cops just look at each other and say, I don't know. In Romania, I don't know. They look at each other like completely baffled. They go then in Italian, scusa, sapete come this and that, and they go like, and they go French. Other guys in the car, um, you know, can you? And they look like this again, and then in German, Entschuldigung, sprechen Sie Deutsch, and they look like that, and they try like 8 different languages, and they can't uh, pull anything out of these two cops. And eventually they just pull the window up and they go up their merry way. And the police guys then looking at each other and say, dude, did you just see how many fucking languages this guy spoke? And the other guy says, yeah, what use was that? What was the,
Hey,
what's the use in that?
Cyprian, please, hey, Cyprian, translate for me. This is a damn good beer. How's that said in Romanian?
Uh, Asta o bere external. Like, I'm quite extraordinary. This is an extraordinary, extraordinary beer. An extraordinary. Shit, fuck my shit. It's like I have Tourette's.
All right.
I like this guy, man. He's the Romanian version of Dave. You know?
That's cool.
And that's a compliment, Cyprian. That is definitely a compliment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, see,
But the
do you
problem
happen
was
to play in any instruments, like in a band?
No, I did um, go on stage and did a stand-up once, a stand-up comedy.
Oh, really?
I did it just once. Um, it's the reason I did it just once wasn't because I bombed. It was just um, I got like stage fright and shit. I mean, on the spot I did it, right, and I got really good response from the public and shit. But I just didn't feel like doing it again.
Oh, I'll give you credit for getting up there.
I worked on
Yeah,
the
you ain't kidding.
material for a couple of months. Just
You on
for
stage.
20 minutes of it. What stage? The Apollo. I'm kidding.
Anyone
Of
who
course.
can go on
Yeah,
stage
the
and
Apollo.
It
Yeah.
was a local pub and shit. But I did not bomb, which I was expecting to. I was really, it went just awesomely well. Everybody was responsive, and by the end of it, they were just like laughing their asses off, basically.
that's a good thing.
I don't know why I stopped. They just, I don't know, fried with some shit, I know.
What are
just-
you? Are you a comedy writer or something, or what do you do?
No, I just did it because a couple of months before that, I went to an open mic thing,
Oh, I got you.
and I was so depressed by what they did. Do you ever get, when you watch a movie or something, or maybe like America's Got Talent, or whatever the thing is, and you get that tightness in your chest, like it's you bombing on the stage. You feel like their shame is your shame.
Okay.
I always used to get that feeling. Like I've seen these guys on open mic, and their shame became my shame. I mean, they're so poor in executing the thing that I was just, let me get out of this place right now. I'm too ashamed of this. So I said anything you could do by random must be better than that. So of course I didn't do it by random. I spent about 2 months on my material and jokes and stuff, and eventually I went up on stage for 5 minutes, planned 5 minutes, went to 20 minutes, and I didn't bomb. I was just the opposite, really successful. And but I got drunk as fuck before that. I couldn't get on stage without that shit. I drank like,
Well,
pound.
anyone who's willing to get on stage in front of an audience to embarrass themselves, like you must have done, is really right up there in my book.
Yeah, I did that.
You got to
I
get
was
the
hoping.
liquid courage, man. Liquid courage works for all sorts of stuff, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Absolutely.
indeed. Sorry. Of course. Shit. I remember that thing from Seinfeld where he used to say that about this fright that people are more afraid of speaking in public or public speaking that are afraid of death.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a real thing. I mean, he did use it in joking kind of matter and shit.
Right.
But when he
But
said
it's the truth.
that, like, that means that you're more afraid of speaking or saying an eulogy than you were afraid of being the guy in the casket.
Right.
That's true.
No,
That's true.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Well, the ironic thing is that the kind of job I do is I'm actually a public relations person, so I spend a lot of time speaking in front of. I actually speak in front of. You okay? Don't die.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
I actually speak in front of audiences a lot. So, it's funny. I can actually speak in front of audiences well, but when it comes to one-on-one personal contact, it's kind of like, hi, how you doing? Well, what else do you want to talk about? So,
Yeah,
anyway.
it's interesting. I do my job is mostly one-on-one, sitting across the table or desk talking to people, and I don't have a problem speaking in public, but it took me a while to get used to it. It's not my nature. My nature is to be one-on-one, and speaking in front of a group of people was, I still get stage fright, but I don't dislike it as much as I used to, because
I like the way he's got his
one-on-one,
hand raised. Okay,
Yes,
Cyprian
yes.
in the back there.
Dude, I've been around these motherfucking hangouts for a while now, and I just want to know that I don't want to interrupt the guy. I have a question. If you let me.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So my thing is, shit. You have issues with talking to people like on a stage, maybe not on a stage, but
Right.
to public, right? Shit, I forgot my question.
Oh, okay.
Take it as a sip, you might remember.
Yeah.
I had a really valid, interesting question, but
I know.
drafting
I
go
mean, you're
around.
going to crush it. You had this awesome point you were going to make. I do it all the time. When you kidding me? And you're like, you've got the whole floor, and everybody's like, yeah, man, Cyprian's going to say something going to blow me away. You know what I'm saying? And you're like,
What was I going to say? Yeah.
Really, I had a valid inquiry about what he said just then, and for fear of forgetting, by the end he finishes, I said maybe I could interrupt if he sees my hand.
Was it something related to? Do I worry about what people are going to say in the audience if they ask me a question? Is that what it was about?
Could you just repeat what you started your thing?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said I do. I'm very comfortable talking to people one-on-one, but getting in front of people on a stage is tough for me. I'm not afraid of it anymore, but I do get uptight about it before I do it. But once I get out there and start talking, yes.
I got it. It came back to me. All right. So.
this is great.
Just the opposite for me, Mark, though. I speak to classes.
Great.
I speak to Rotary clubs, all kinds of organizations. If you were to Google my name, I'm kind of giving you kind of like something, a little project if you're really bored one night. Google my name, Jeff Lyons, and New Hampshire, and see how many of my quotes show up in the newspapers.
Yeah.
You're making it forget.
I speak on behalf of a state agency, and I'm quoted quite a lot.
Oh wow, cool.
Before I forget,
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so my thing was, I was most afraid of the stage, of course. That's what I said. That I drank a lot beforehand, of course. But then the feeling you get on stage is like, let me just explain this into my own with my own words. You get some sort of overconfidence. Maybe not an overconfidence, not that it's a lot of confidence. You might be frightened, or you can be stage frightened, speaking against towards so many people, whatever the fuck, my English shit. But when you get on stage, my question is, when you get on stage, Mark,
Yes.
don't you, after 1 second of getting on stage and starting talking, don't you forget about all that shit and just go with the flow and feel like
Yeah.
this moment? It's like that. It's like the
It's
feeling
that
you get.
first.
I got that feeling.
Yeah, the
You're
first.
afraid of it, but when you get on stage, shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
over.
that's exactly you got it exactly right. Before you get on stage, when they're talking about you, or they say, "Oh, we're gonna have Mark come up and talk about this," you're very, very nervous, and you get up on stage and you start talking, and about the first, for me, it's about the first 15 or 20 seconds, and then after that, then you're just into your spiel. You're just talking, and you prepared for it, and you know what you're gonna say, and you just get into it. But it's walking up on stage, it's thinking about going up there, and then it's the first initial part of being up there. But once you're up there and you're into your routine, it goes away. But it's that initial 10 or 15 seconds for me that is just really tough.
I don't know if you knew that, but Richard Pratt, for example, I think everybody knows about Richard fucking Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
All right? He used to vomit.
Yep.
Times before getting on stage. But once he got on stage, shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
all covered and stuff. But
And I've had people tell me if you're gonna get, if you're gonna compete in an athletic event, or you're gonna get up on stage or do anything to kind of put yourself out there in front of other people, if you're not nervous before you do it, something's wrong. Because you should be nervous.
Yeah.
But if you've done your job and prepared, then once you get into it, then it doesn't matter anymore.
Right. Yeah,
that's like right before Share Beer starts every Tuesday. I sit in a corner and I'm like, oh my god, Share Beer's starting. What am I gonna say? And then Joe comes on and I feel so much better.
It's exactly the point. That's very. I mean, because look, we've got an international audience.
That's
I
right,
try to tell people, but look at boom, here we are again.
We're like 9 time zones here. We're Pacific Coast to +8. Yeah, we're out there, man.
Come on, man.
We're like halfway around the world.
This is not the first time that I've seen audiences, owners of a channel, overpraising themselves for having an international audience.
Oh, we have people all over the world to watch us every week. At least that's what we like to tell ourselves.
Yeah, you know what? I swear to God, though, you're not our first person from Romania. We have had other people jump in from. What? How many countries would you say, Mark, over the years? I mean, there's actually a bunch, man.
Yeah, we've had. Let me see. We've had most of Europe at one point or another. We've had Thailand.
Yeah. Yeah.
We haven't had anybody from Australia yet. So any of you Aussies down there, you got to get on the bandwagon and get on with the real hip shit.
No, we used to have that one guy from.
Was he New Zealand?
From New Zealand.
It was a guy from New Zealand. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Well, yeah, we had a guy from New Zealand. We had God, for quite a while, we had some serious regulars that would come in from the UK and from who was that one cat that would? We had that Asian guy that lived.
Oh, he was in Zurich. He was in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Little Wayne was in Zurich.
Oh, I went to Zurich once.
Huh?
I went to Zurich once. What a great place.
Yeah, I was there once too.
Yeah,
Years ago,
Joe,
20 years ago.
did Joe just say, we had this one cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it, man. This is great. I love it.
I love it as well. I mean, this thing that, in a way, separates us, white from black and all that shit. But it's got this colorfulness of things that, you see white people say, white folk go, what's up, my, and what, like, they're trying to be black, right? But it's only because blackness is so cool, I think. I know this cat from back in the day. This used to be a cool cat. He's not now. Now, so not cool. Stuff like that. And the way they jump over words or basically simplify grammar, like my mama said, friend of mine, or something like the jumping verbs and shit. Ain't nobody be cool. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not the one to defend.
The flow, right? I think you try to.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
try
it
to
is.
describe
It is
the
true.
flow, something. You know what I'm saying? Like someone, someone's just got a particular flow, dog, and it just, for other people, it just don't fit. You know what I'm saying? And that's,
what I'm saying?
That's the.
So I am curious.
Coolest ass motherfucking shit that I ever seen.
Hey,
It's
Sebring, you talked me into going, man. You just got to find me the Romanian ladies that like that flow too, and we're going. You know what I'm saying? So when I land, when wheels hit the ground, you know what I'm saying?
He needs a welcoming committee. That's what he needs.
Yes.
Welcoming committee.
You know what I'm saying? We need to find that cheap beer and those ladies that like that flow. We're good.
I'm there, baby. I'm there, baby.
So I am curious, Cyprian. Are there a lot of brew pubs in your area? Do you get a lot of local breweries and stuff? Do you have many breweries and local brew pubs in your area?
Not a lot of them. We have recently we have two like home breweries, not like really home, like meth.
Okay.
Like,
Not that kind of home brewing.
Send me home.
Hey, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. Don't judge. We're not judging.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that. Hey, I don't know.
Absolutely.
I take it he's a Seinfeld fan because I absolutely love Seinfeld.
Cyprian, if you want to talk Seinfeld, Joe is the one to talk Seinfeld with.
Guy, yeah.
Joe
Hey, I
knows.
love
You
Seinfeld.
can probably do every Seinfeld episode ever.
I've watched all seasons, every episode, probably 5 or 6 times over.
Of course, I
love Seinfeld. I've seen all those episodes. Not as much as you, Joe, but I've watched them.
Oh, that's a classic show.
You look like a peasant when you say that I've watched Seinfeld once or twice. You look like a peasant to this motherfucker that have been watching Seinfeld 5 or 6 or 10 times. Right? I know what you're talking about, but it's all cool. It's all cool. You
know what I'm saying. Know what I'm saying.
Know what I'm saying. But really, if we're talking Seinfeld, let me bring you back to that episode when George got hope.
Yes.
Unwittingly, unhopefully, got hope, and he was so pissed off of that shit because he used to live like with no hope, and he was accustomed to that shit.
Right.
I mean, he could live style forever, but all of a sudden he got hope, and that fucked with him. And he said, like, shit, I don't need hope. I was good without hope. All of a sudden I got hope, now I'm hoping for some more, and the only way I'm going to go through is I'm going to be disappointed. I never had this. And I had
That's right. Yeah, when your expectations are so low, it doesn't matter. You're always surprised.
Well, I mean, you're better than me, Cyprian, because the best George episodes I remember are Shrinkage,
Yes.
and the episode where he had Marisa Tomei, where he had this obsession with
Yes.
Marisa Tomei.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Swear to God,
Did you
that
say
one was good.
Twice Tormey.
Marissa.
Tomei.
Yes.
Did you just say twice Tormey?
Torment? Yeah.
Marisa Tomei.
Tomei.
Yeah.
Am I? Is it me?
You got it right. She was an actress in like a handful of movies
I know
in
who
the
she
90s.
is, but is it Tomei or Tormey?
I think it's Tomei,
Yes.
right?
All right.
Without the R,
Could
I
be.
think. Marissa Tomei.
Tomei, I think.
Yeah, E-I.
It's
Yeah,
not
Tomei.
Tomei.
Yeah.
And I
She's
remember,
hot. She's hot, though.
See, this is
She's
an
hot.
episode. See, this is an episode. See,
and I remember the George.
see, this
20
right
years
here.
later,
This is
we're
an
doing it.
episode.
And I remember the George episode. I remember the George episode where he didn't want to give up his ATM passcode to whoever it was.
Was it Kramer? Was it
Yeah,
Not Kramer. It was.
Yeah, it was Kramer. Yeah.
It was the what's her name?
It was his girlfriend.
No, it was
What's
the
that
boss. The boss of why can't I think of his name? He was he was the boss of the reading company that Louis.
Oh, right.
I can't think of her name.
Yeah. Louis
Anyway.
Dreyfus.
Yeah, it was the Dreyfus.
Elaine.
She worked for this publishing company, and her boss there, who was played by this white-haired actor whose name
Oh, yeah, I know who he
can't
is.
think of.
I can't think of his name.
And there's a scene where George is supposed to give up his passcode to get his ATM,
Yeah.
and he won't give it to him because he's embarrassed by what it was.
Yeah.
That's classic. Yeah, Seinfeld. Seinfeld's one of those shows that 100 years from now, people are going to still be watching that show.
Absolutely.
And MASH is the other one.
Yeah, man.
And I hate to say it, but Friends is probably one of the ones too. Not that I ever watched Friends, but
I still don't get into Friends too. I'll watch some of the when it was on. I never watched it, and the only time I've watched Friends now is sometimes every once in a while I run into a situation where Friends is on and I have to watch an episode, and so I'll watch it, and I find it to be a little better now than when it was on originally.
yeah, I would agree there. Yeah, when it was on the first time, I didn't watch it. But now Matt LeBlanc's on Top Gear, so I mean that helps.
I'm kind of a sci-fi geek, and I kind of liked the show. Oh my goodness, why have I suddenly skipped out of my mind? Oh my goodness, it was. Oh my goodness, I was just thinking of it while you guys were talking, and it'll come back to me.
Well, Veep is the other show that Julia is on, and I love that show, man. Veep. It's
really?
on HBO. It is freaking hilarious. It's like a political comedy, and she plays the vice president.
Oh boy.
And there's 5 seasons already, on HBO. I just finished the last season this past weekend. Oh, that show is just, and you really have to pay attention because they pack a lot of stuff in quick. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a riot. I love that show, man. Oh God, it's so fun. It's called Veep. If you ever get a chance to
see that.
I'm too cheap to pay for HBO. Well, I need to find out how you get because I'm sure you don't pay for HBO either, Joe. No, I gotta go on the.
Well,
the
no,
dark
actually,
net.
you know what? I actually do pay for the HBO Go app because it's only like $10 a month or 13. I think it's 13 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cable company just changed my contract. I was able to get HBO, and they saved like $7 off my monthly fee. So it was kind of, good deal. Why not?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm one of the cord cutters, so I literally just pay for just the HBO. So it's
that's not bad. Now, I started watching Orange Is the New Black.
ooh.
Oh, don't tell. Hey, you know what I do?
I like it, but Pam's like, why do I want to watch a bunch of chicks kiss?
Hey,
I was like, I don't know. That's a guy thing.
You guys, I gotta tell you guys the story. you probably know what I do for. Maybe you know what I do for a living, but I do
I
work
think you
for
told us, right?
I am the.
I'm Googling you right now, Jeff.
It's public affairs. It's public information. I have no problem admitting it, but I am the public affairs person for the New Hampshire Department of Corrections.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
And so, if you ever see a news
Oh,
story,
there, contact us. So if I hit the contact button, does your name pop up?
if you punch down New Hampshire Corrections and Jeff Lyons, you'll see pages and pages and pages of me being quoted in the newspaper. But the reason I brought this up, despite the fact that I'm kind of embarrassing myself in front of the whole world who's watching this show,
See?
and I don't like,
Yep.
and I don't really like to talk about this part of my life. But hey, back in 2010, before Orange is the New Black was created, I had a couple of producers who called me who said we'd like to tour the women's prison because we are looking to prepare a script for a new TV series about a sitcom set in a women's prison. And I said, oh, really? Well, that sounds interesting. Oh, so why not? Gave them a tour, and as it turns out, Orange is the New Black came on the air about 2 years later. So I almost feel like I had some kind of impact on the creation of that show.
Okay. So, all right. So I looked you up on Google, and I see a note that says convicted killer accused of trying to murder fellow inmate, and then there's a quote from you. You said said Papineau and Santiago were inmates in the same housing unit when the alleged murder attempt happened.
I got to talk that way,
Yeah, that's funny.
Hey, but seriously, I'm all over the internet because it's the job I do. I can't ignore it, but
the fewer breakouts, the fewer escapes that occur in the New Hampshire prisons, the less you'll be quoted, I guess, right?
I guess so.
That's funny.
But the Orange is the New Black story is really interesting to me because I remember giving this tour back in 2010, 2011.
And I think they do. Is it New York? Is that they do one of the New York departments of corrections? Is who they went with? I guess. I guess New York offered them more money than New Hampshire.
It may be, but it just came. I think it was just the fact they wanted to tour a facility to kind of get a feel for the daily operations, and I have no problem giving those kind of tours.
Mm-hmm.
I remember laughing at the time. A sitcom about a women's prison. Well, this ought to be interesting. And then all of a sudden, the show's a big hit.
It's based off of the book, so
No, I know that, but I kind of felt like in one sense, I kind of gave the writers, at least these writers, kind of a hands-on view as to how things operate, and it might have been kind of like, well, I almost feel like I had some impact on the U.S. culture by just giving them a tour.
Yeah, on the whole culture.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Pam said, make sure that I'm not allowed to buy her an orange jumpsuit. She said that's not proper wear.
Yeah. Hey, Mark. Whatever you guys do in the privacy here on home, you know what I'm saying?
No orange jumpsuits.
Things, not that there's anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Warden and inmate.
Dress
up like Warden, Mark.
Yeah,
I get to play the warden. It's Warden Wednesday.
All
right.
Yeah, the whole strip search thing and the whole, hey.
Bed check.
Yeah,
Bed check.
That's cavity check. Hey, I don't know,
So, Mark, if you keep scrolling down Google, you'll see pages and pages of me being quoted in the news.
Yes, I do. I see new employees graduate from the Corrections Academy. There's one.
True. That's happened. But you might even see me being quoted. If you look right, you might see me being interviewed on a TV station. So you can see me talking about something.
This is very harsh. I'm going to file a complaint with the New Hampshire prison system because it says right here in this article, it says New Hampshire State Prison not allowing greeting cards for inmates.
All
Now,
right,
really?
I'm not going to get into that because I can
You
explain
commented
that.
on this, so you're
We're being- we're
taking the line of the man here. I want greeting cards for my inmates.
Well, we're actually being. Well, this is. Hey, people are smuggling stuff into the prison that way. They use the
There's been an
greeting
increase in
cards.
attempts to smuggle in hard-to-detect drugs like Suboxone, which
Yeah,
is
that's-
sold in a thin film and can be easily concealed by stamps.
He's
So
reading
I
my
learned
stuff.
something.
He's reading my
If I
stuff.
wanna- Wow,
I'm famous.
that's awesome. Okay.
Now I'm real.
Well, now I don't feel bad. Now I know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
That has been a problem with us. So seriously,
Hey, Sebring was trying to. Sebring
Yeah,
was
go
trying
ahead,
to.
Zipper. Go ahead.
Can you hear
back
me?
to beer. We need
Yeah,
to
we
talk
can hear
about
you.
beer again.
Okay.
Hey, right on. Well, hey, well, thank you for jumping in there, Sebring. I appreciate it, man. We're gonna.
Yeah, very good to have you.
We're gonna have to close this one out, but I do appreciate. We're here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Or 2 a.m. your time, Cyprian. 2 a.m. in the morning. If you're still up, we're here.
Still up. Maybe in between beer 25 and 26.
Just
You
just
That's funny.
know.
stop it.
One thing I do. One thing I do with my friends is, they'll say something kind of stupid, and we'll point at each other. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we do things like that, and then that kind of makes it funny. You know what I'm saying?
It just went white.
Yeah, hey, well, you got to do that, man. Someone's got to cross the line, brother.
That's right.
So, someone's got to know both languages, man.
I would imagine you saying like, see, that's all right.
Ooh.
Tequila.
Hey, we just had. Hi, Indy.
Hey.
A brand new member.
How's it going?
Hi, Indy. I'm Jeff from New Hampshire. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jeff. I'm Keela from Indianapolis. Hey, Cyprian.
Nice.
Hey, tequila.
From Indianapolis, right on.
On the right of you or the left of you.
Yeah, Indy already doesn't like me because I'm a Patriots fan.
Oh, I'm a nerd. I'm not a sports person.
Oh, then she likes me.
I've seen it time and time again. Just because you're
What are
wearing
you drinking,
glasses and
Indy? What are you
playing
drinking,
Pokemon, that doesn't make you a nerd.
What you drinking, Indy?
Powerade Zero. I had some.
All right.
Well, so,
Nice.
It's
Yeah,
exciting, right?
exactly. Yeah, hey, I'm with you. I'm having the Dasani. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a share beer show, but I damn sure have to make sure I don't drink and drive.
It's a
So I
share
have
beer
the
show
Dasani.
hosted by Joe, who never shares a beer on share beer. But
There you go.
other than that, we're fine.
Yeah, other than that, we're good. So it's a beer show that is the host doesn't drink. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, perfect sense. You know? Yeah. Hey, well, I thank you for jumping in. I really appreciate it. We actually have to go. This is when we close it. But we do start every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You're always welcome. Always welcome. I
Anybody
appreciate
join
seeing
in.
your face here. Thank you, Sebring. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You seem like a cool bunch of guys. Though one of you apparently is the black guy that I have some issues with.
That'd be Joe. Joe's the one you got issues with. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, everybody's got issues with me, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, bro, hey, someone's gotta be. Someone's gotta know both languages, bro.
Joe's the one that drives the bus off the road all the time.
Yeah.
Right off
Just
the road.
driving that thing right off, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I'm usually there. No, Joe, don't go off the road. And he's like, the hell with you, I'm going off the road.
Hammer down, man. You know, just.
That motherfucker off the chain. Yeah. Really enjoyable.
All right. Hey, thank you guys. I really got to get out of here, but thank you. I appreciate it, man. We'll see y'all.
Take care, guys. Have a great week.
All right, man. Peace out.
I'm gonna open my own hangout.
Yeah,
Blackjack
open
and
your
blue.
own. Hey, there used to be an after show, so you're more than welcome to, man. Absolutely. Host away, brother. We'll see you, man. All right,
See you.
peace
Thank you
out.
very much.
Bye.